Jacqueline de Romilly écrivait « Ce que nous aimons en la Grèce, c'est cet effort incroyable pour faire triompher la lumière sur les ombres. » Et c'est cette aventure magnifique que j'ai vécue pendant ces quelques jours à Athènes, une aventure lumineuse aux mille et une histoires. Athènes, capitale historique de la philosophie et de la littérature, porte le nom d'une femme, Athéna, déesse de la guerre et de la sagesse. Ce n'est donc pas étonnant que j'ai pu rencontrer des femmes au destin fabuleux. Destin marqué par la crise qui plongea la Grèce dans un désespoir infini, mais surtout destin marqué par la détermination sans limite d'exister, de résister. Eudora est une femme d'aujourd'hui, elle a connu l'échec jusqu'à ce qu'elle décide de redéfinir ce terme, de le nuancer et d'en faire une force.
Fine, how are you?
Very fine. You live in a beautiful city, you know?
Thank you. What did you see today?
Acropolis.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. I worked a lot. It was very, very hot, but I survived.
Yeah, I know. It's September, but still hot, I know.
So I'm here in Athens to interview women and Greek women to know a bit more about their stories, about their country. Could you tell me your own story there?
So my story is about failing and not failing after all, because it's really hard to get to the university here to enter the department that you want, because there are a lot of people applying and the exams are really, really hard. So I failed twice and I realized that I didn't fail after all.
So, do you think you failed because the education system is not very good?
I think that the education system makes you very competitive, but there is a lot of work to be done if you want to fix it. Right now, if you want to enter the university, you have to pay for 2 or 3 years for private lessons. So, because the school is not enough, the lessons at the school are not enough for you to enter the university. And this is a very, very hard part, especially during the crisis. A lot of families were affected by that.
So, would you say your family has been affected by the crisis?
I think that I was lucky enough that I wasn't that affected, but I know my friends were, and I know that it is unfair.
So, what did you do when you failed here? You went away?
I went to study in Rome. I went to study pharmacy there. I stayed for 1.5 years and then I decided that I wanted to come back to Greece. I couldn't live away from my home city. And I took my exams again. I failed again. I entered the department of chemistry and I'm still studying there and I love it.
And how did you feel when you saw, oh, I'm failing twice? Like you must have felt terrible.
It was devastating, especially the second time, because I had really tried and I really wanted it. But as the years went by, I understood that everything happened for a reason. You know, I did my best and no one can doubt that. So I started loving my school, my university, and now I'm perfectly fine.
What would be the lesson you would give to women who are failing at the moment?
You never fail, actually. You just have to keep on trying, and maybe you have to take a different road towards your success, but it's never a failure, it's never the end. If it's not success, it's not the end.
Would you say that going to Italy to study, so to study in a foreign country, made you stronger?
Yes, definitely. I stayed away for 1.5 years. I didn't have my family, I was 18. But I'm not the only person who did it. I know that many people do it. Many friends of mine have done it in the past, and they are doing great. So it's a great life lesson, I think.
Would you say that there are more and more Greek women going to study elsewhere, far away, because the education system is maybe better?
Probably yes. I'm not really sure, because the crisis has affected a lot the economy of, the microeconomy of the families. But I think that the women are really struggling and they are trying to find their ways and to find different jobs and to fulfill their dreams and make their careers of their own.
And would you say there are inequalities between men and women at university in Greece?
I wouldn't like to believe so, because I believe that we live in a generation where all our peers have the same beliefs about feminism and everything like that. I think that we are equals, and I have never felt that I was discriminated during my studies.
So when you are talking about failing, you wouldn't say failing as a woman, but just as a human being.
Yes, of course. You never fail as a woman. You cannot fail as a man. So how can you fail as a woman? We're just human beings trying to live our best lives.
And what is a lesson you learned from all this feeling in the end?
Well, I learned that I should never stop stopping for what I want to do. Maybe I'm starting something that wasn't on my plans, and it's still not what I want to do in the future, but it's a means. I learned a lot of things. I learned how to think. I have learned how to study. I know I will become a scientist after all, and that's really, really useful. So I found another way to fulfill my dream.
And today, what are you doing?
Well, today
I mean, at university. Are you still at university? Are you still studying? Are you working?
I am still studying. I'm working at the same time. I am blogging for a company. I really love it. It makes me independent financially, and that's really, really important to be independent financially at this time. And I'm still struggling with my classes, but I think I will manage.
And what's the future for you? How do you see your future?
Well, I really don't know. I would really like to be an entrepreneur, you know, managing my own company or stuff like that. I think that I would be really good at that, and I think that this sector really needs more women. It needs to be more represented.
You mean as a pharmacist?
Not as a pharmacist in particular. I really want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be my own boss, you know, and I think that women need to do that more.
There are not a lot of women being entrepreneurs in Greece?
There are more every year, but we can do better. If a man can do it, we can do it, you know.
So I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer in Greek.
Okay.
So what is it for you to be a Greek woman today? And you can look at the camera and tell us.
Πρέπει να είσαι πάντα παραπάνω, ποτέ λιγότερο και ποτέ κάτι άλλο από τον εαυτό σου.